يملك الاتحاد الأوروبي عاصمة رسمية، ولكن بروكسل تستضيف مقاعد الرسمية للمفوضية الأوروبية ومجلس الاتحاد الأوروبي والمجلس الأوروبي، وذلك بالإضافة إلى مقعد للبرلمان الأوروبي. أنا يكون مع سعادة سفير الاتحاد الأوروبي السيد كريستيان بيرغا. Welcome to our program, Excellency. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. First of all, we need to talk about our relation with the EU, with Egypt. It started in 1974. And then, what happened?
Well, the relationship with Egypt on a bilateral level didn't start then. It started a little bit later. So what started then was the regional relationship between the European Union, or at the time the European communities, and the Mediterranean region, North Africa and the Middle East. Now, 46 years ago, the relationship with Egypt started on a bilateral level. And then ever since then, I think, many things have happened. If I briefly describe it, or the two important legal instruments that we have. One is the association agreement that we entered with Egypt in the year 2000. It came into force in the year 2004. And it covers a wide spectrum of items, of issues, from development cooperation to trade issues. I think the most important part is the trade issue, customs, financial issues, cooperation on many other issues. And then in 2016, we agreed on what we call the European Union-Egypt Partnership Priorities. So where we are spelling out in 3 big chapters the relationship between us and Egypt for a period of 7 years. So of course that period ended in 21, and in 21 we negotiated the second set of these priorities, covering economic issues, foreign policy issues, and stability issues, governance issues, and that is in force now. So that governs the relationship between the European Union and Egypt until the year 2027. We also have a number of very specialized agreements. For example, last year we signed 2 memoranda of understanding, one on the export of liquefied gas from Egypt to the European Union. So a very specific agreement. And another one, again, something which is very topical at the moment, is the production, the promotion, and then the export of hydrogen from Egypt.
It's green hydrogen.
Clean hydrogen to the European Union. So we have a framework, which is the association agreement, a very specific agreement on what we do the next 7 years, and then we have very specific topical agreements on specific subjects.
هناك العديد من أوجه التعاون بين مصر والاتحاد الأوروبي، ومنها مجال المياه. ينفق الاتحاد الأوروبي 600 مليون يورو في مشروعات المياه بمصر ضمن حزم تمويلية تصل إلى 3 مليار يورو مع الجهات التمويلية الأوروبية بمشاركة القطاع الخاص في مجالات معالجة المياه، وكذلك العمل بشكل وثيق مع الغرفة التجارية والمراكز البحثية والمبادرات لرفع درجة الوعي وتحلية المياه. فمشروعات المياه تمثل أولوية كبيرة في أجندة 2030 في شراكة مهمة بالتعاون مع المنطقة وشمال أفريقيا والشرق الأوسط والبحر المتوسط. فالحكومة المصرية تتخذ بالفعل تدابير لإعداد البلاد للمستقبل. Of projects here in Egypt, education, health, and energy, renewable energy too.
Yes, I think we are really presented in all walks of life in Egypt, and we are presented across the country in all 27 governorates. We have projects, we have activities. I think the most important one, if I can summarize it, is in water. So water is the most important sector we are supporting here. We have been doing this for 10, 12 years. We have invested about €500 million, but not only in terms of grants, but that €500 million has generated about 7 billion support in form of concessional loans. So and it's a very broad engagement. It's from water desalination to water canal systems, rehabilitation of, for example, the kitchen canal, the drainage system. It's water treatment plants. It's the water network. It's many different things that is related to water. There's one sector. Another sector which is new, I think, is energy, and here in particular renewable energy. So we are trying, in line with our own Green Deal in Europe, we are trying to promote the use of renewable energy, so solar energy and wind energy, and we're very successful here in Egypt. We have two big wind farms in the Gulf of Suez and the Gulf of Said, generating about 500 megawatts of electricity. We have been supporting also solar energy, and we are now supporting the development of the technology, but also the promotion of hydrogen. So this is, I think, the latest, and we have signed this agreement last year on hydrogen production. So this is one. Energy is one sector. Water is the other sector, as you mentioned. Then I would say transportation is another big sector where we have been involved, both with grants and with loans. So here we work with the European Investment Bank and with KfW and with the French Development Agency. For example, here in Cairo, we have supported Metro Line 3. And last October, we opened the part of the line from Ramses Station to KitKat Station. We are supporting also the rehabilitation of the tram line in Alexandria, or a new underground line in Alexandria, Abu Qir to Alexandria. So there's a lot of infrastructure work in the transportation sector, but it's not only the infrastructure itself. Also, we promote the use of public transport. We are very concerned about the impact on the environment, and therefore anything that can be done to soften the impact on or to reverse the negative impact on the environment is, of course, a very high priority for the European Union, particularly also in light of the discussions at COP27 that we had in November in Sharm el-Sheikh. So that's another sector. And then I would perhaps mention another sector which is very important for the economy. This is the support to small and medium-sized enterprises. And again, here the European Union, together with the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, the EIB, and others, and Egyptian banks, with Bank Misra, with the National Bank, we have been promoting small and medium-sized enterprises, and even micro and small and medium-sized enterprises, because we believe that SMEs are the backbone, the driving engine of the economy, and the driving engine of employment, to give people a job and an income. And here we also have a very specific program in support of women. So to allow women to have access to financial means, to financial resources, to run their own business, to promote their own business, to set up their own companies. Young people and women are for us a very important group of people we work with. And that's also a rather, I think, a broad and a very successful project. Here we work with the National Council for Women, we work with UNDP, we work with UN Women and a number of other organizations to allow women to be, a very strong part of the economy, to support the society and to support, of course, their own family. So this is, I think, in a nutshell, I would say, a broad range of activities and sectors the European Union supports here with Egypt on the basis, and let me underline this, on the basis of the Egyptian development plan, the Vision 2030. So this is done in very close cooperation with the government, with civil society, with various organizations, councils and groups here in the country to make sure that the aims and the goals of sustainable
I think it's in Suez.
We have two big wind farms, one in the Gulf of Suez and one in the Gulf of Said, which is, I think the investment was 750 million euros, and it will generate, once it's finished, and we are very close to that, it will generate 500 megawatts of electricity.
أكثر من 500 مليون شخص تقريباً في دول الاتحاد الأوروبي، ويوجد 24 لغة رسمية به، ويضم 27 دولة أوروبية أعضاء الاتحاد الأوروبي. المملكة المتحدة كانت عضواً مؤسساً للاتحاد الأوروبي.
You are also supporting in the field of education, and you had a meeting with the president of Alexandria University.
Yes, indeed. I really like to visit the different governments of Egypt, and wherever there is a university, we try to meet the university, the students, but also the academic staff, and of course the rector or the director of that university. And then we discuss very often 2-3 things. One, how can we better cooperate and we have a very important program in Europe which is called Erasmus, which is an exchange program where we make it possible for students to come to European universities, but also Europeans to come to Egypt and study here. But it's also an exchange program for young people in general. And it is also, that's Erasmus Plus, it's also an exchange program for academic staff. And then for academia, for university.
PhD and postdoctor.
Absolutely. But also for teachers, for professors. And to do some research and then to come back, obviously, to keep teaching here in the country. And then there's a very important aspect for me is how to make the link between universities, the education that you get there, and companies. The link between business, between industry, and what universities do. Because we have the feeling that if we work with both sides, universities and companies, like through the chambers of commerce, there can be a synergy in job creation, placement of students to find good jobs after they finish university, but also to allow students to prepare for startups, to have a business incubator, to have a business center where they can learn how to run a business, to draw up a business plan, to do the financial planning, to do the administration that they need for doing things, taxation, many other things that you need to know when you run a business. So we're trying to bring different actors here together to help students to start a business. Then in education, in the field of education, let me also mention something is very, very dear to us in Europe. This is technical vocational training. We have this dual system of general education and technical education.
New technology.
No, in many fields, new technology. But the important thing is that you train people for a profession, for a job, and you provide also general education. And so we are running now the 3rd program on technical vocational education and training to enhance the skills of young people, and then allow them to, of course, to get a better job or get a job in the economy. So that we're doing with different organizations. We will now try to go one step further to work with Egypt in setting up a job center where people who want to work abroad get the necessary skills and knowledge how to do this. Because there are different requirements, either language or background skills and many other requirements. So we are running a center already now with our German colleagues in Madi, a job center, and we want to expand this into a national center. And we had Vice President Skinas here in March who discussed this with the Egyptian government, how to do this. So we're working on this at the moment, and I hope this will come soon. So in education, from students, Erasmus, to technical vocational training for young kids, to helping people to find a job. I think there's a whole range of activities that we're working here with.
سنستكمل الحوار مع سعادة السفير كريستيان بيرغا سفير الاتحاد الأوروبي بالقاهرة والحلقة القادمة وجسور.